Throne of Liberty has had a bunch of new exploits and bugs coming with Talandra and the big update. Some major exploits and bugs, while some smaller. However, there is one exploit that I need to make you guys aware of. Because first, when I got to know about it, I read it in the comments and I saw some Reddit posts about it, some stuff on Discord. I didn't first believe it because for me, it just sounded so unrealistic that it was a Lucent exploit or an exploit to just get endless epic gear, that it didn't make any sense because there was no info on how to do it or anything around it, and AGS hasn't said anything about it. But actually, I got confirmed that there was actually a proper exploit in the game that a lot of players were abusing to get a bunch of Lucent and basically duping some gear. So let's just jump into it. So the exploit that I'm currently talking about is there was an exploit where you could open endless dungeon chests. You know, at the end of a dungeon where you get these chests, instead of using dimensional tokens from opening these chests or them disappearing, you can just endlessly open them with some kind of abuse or exploit. Now, the reason I know about this and the reason I cannot show you guys how it works, because I don't know exactly how it works because there's no video of it. If you guys know it, just message it to me. But the way I found out about it was there was a guy that messaged me on Discord, and this guy is a guy that buys Lucent and stuff on G2G or any third-party websites. I don't know which third-party website he used. And he suddenly saw after Talana there was a massive drop in Lucent price, right? So he hit him up and was like, "Yo, I want to buy a bunch of Lucent from you." And then this guy, I saw this whole conversation, but I can't send it because I need to protect this guy from getting banned, of course, and also don't want it to get in trouble with the third-party website. But I saw the conversation in between them, and he basically bought this Lucent from him with a third-party website. By the way, don't buy it from third-party website; it's illegal, and you get banned or you get minus Lucent, whatever. But to my point, he bought the Lucent, but they couldn't deliver at that price, and the reason is the guy said the bug, the exploit has been fixed, so they cannot sell Lucent at that low price anymore. And then he asked, like, what was the exploit? And then he explained that inside the dungeon you could get these chests endlessly amount, but they're trying to figure out a new exploit soon, and hopefully they can sell back on that price, right? So it's basically a Lucent dupe exploit inside the game, which is insanity. And the way I also confirmed it is because there was a bunch of comments talking about this Lucent chest exploit, and I saw some messages on Discord, and now it all makes sense, right? And it's a pretty massive exploit because Lucent is basically the pay-to-win currency, right? And they're exploiting it and getting all of this epic gear is insane. If you have more info on the exploit itself, just let me know in the comments. But it has been fixed for now, right? And it's crazy when it's an exploit that has to do with how much Lucent or money that they lose. Suddenly they fix it ASAP. But all the other exploits and all the other issues have not been addressed. And I'm really hoping that this Thursday they would actually address some of these exploits and the bugs that is happening in the game. Because what I really don't like usually, Throne Liberty is really good at being vocal and communicating through like Tico Talks and stuff like that. That happens once a month, every 2 months. But right now, like there's a lot of issues with the game. You have this exploit, which should be addressed by Throne Liberty and talked about what happened and if they did some bans because it's a massive, massive exploit. Then you have the second exploit, which we've been talking about and covering on the channel, which is the Dimensional Trial exploit. So inside Dimensional Trials, you guys know a bunch of players are exploiting Dimensional Trials, and the way I said that they can fix it very simply is to give all the rewards to everybody else too. So if you haven't done any T15s or T10s, you should be getting rewarded with the seasonal chest, which is basically these chests, right? They should get rewarded all of these chests as a free to play player, not free, sorry, if as a fair to play player, not because if you that's the I mean they can't really punish players for this, but they can actually compensate players. So for that, they didn't do the exploit. The warfare players. There's all the other many small minor exploits with the new master system, and where some skills are saying different things, and you can abuse some of the masteries and skills that I've seen on with many weapons, and all of this minor exploits that have just been going crazy in the game right now, just building up right now, and there's no communication from AGS, no and nothing being done, and I don't understand why we're not getting any information, why they're not fixing these exploits or actually just compensating. And then recently I made a video during the Throne and Liberty. We had the guild siege, and the siege just got maintenance mid siege and didn't give out any rewards. It just took Lucent. So a lot of like small bugs and exploits happening, and it's giving me kind of New World vibes, because I remember when New World started getting a lot of bugs and exploits, all this stuff, then they weren't able to fix this kind of stuff. It lost a lot of population. So extremely important. And what also crazy is these exploits have been out in Korea, and they haven't fixed them at all. Like some of these exploits have probably been out in Korea for weeks or months, right? And they haven't done anything about it. So that's kind of afraid that they might be really slow at fixing these things, or they just don't care, which will create a huge issue, right? If many of these exploits and these guys, they might find a new Lucent or some kind of exploit. I mean, it seems like Talandre opened a whole new can of worms with a lot of new bugs and exploits that people are still figuring out. And some people probably don't. Like, the crazy thing is, usually when people find an exploit, they don't talk about it, right? They keep it quiet and just keep it for themselves. And with all of these exploits that are pretty massive, that everybody already knows about, you can just think how many smaller exploits and bugs there are right now that people are taking advantage of, and people are not knowing about at all, right? So I would love to hear you guys' opinion on this. Like, do you care about these exploits or not? Like, are you just playing the game? Are you gonna be using exploits? Throne of Liberty is the only game I ever played where I feel like you should exploit if there's exploit, which is crazy thing for me to say, because I've never said this. I'm always like super anti-cheat in every game I play. But this game and the developers have showed me is if you don't exploit, you fall behind. Basically, what they do every time there's a new exploit is they don't punish the player, they don't ban the player, they fix the issue. Like, for example, now I can use the Dimensional Trial as an example. They fix the issue, so you cannot do it anymore. But everything that you gain from it, you keep. You don't just get a punishment, and everybody that didn't do the exploit doesn't get anything, no compensation. So, because usually when there's an exploit in games, you either get punished, right? They take the stuff, they either ban you, or two, everybody else gets compensated. So you can still play free to play and fair to play. I don't know why I keep saying free to play. Fair to play, you can play legit, and you get rewarded because you didn't cheat. So there's many ways that a lot of games do this, but Throne Liberty, they just reward the cheaters and exploiters. Either if you cheated with the castle siege, you get all the juice from there, or all the runes from the new exploit, you keep it, and they just fix it. And everybody else that didn't do the exploit, yeah, we don't care about you. So that is really bad. So hopefully we get some news from Throne of Liberty. Hopefully this maintenance or the next talk, because the next Tico talk better come fast with all of these exploits and issues. Lucid exploit is absolutely insane, so it's a good thing that got patched and fixed before a lot of people figured this stuff out. But overall, it's not looking good right now, man. I mean, lack of communication, lack of compensations, so many exploits and bugs. It's getting bad, man. But thank you so much for watching. Tune in. I will be covering out the new maintenance tomorrow. Check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.